Hey, we're checking out Anime Risk of Rain 2 right here. I have no idea if it's actually better than Risk of Rain 2 yet, but it has left a good first impression. And we're also not going to playing as her. We played her the last time. Today we're going to look at melee in the game, and we're going to be playing as her. Oh, before I start, actually, that was a mistake. We did want to try a higher difficulty as well. They did ramp up pretty slowly last time, so that's on me. Yeah, let's return to lobby. The loading times are slightly long, but it's UE5, so you know, like there might be some shenanigans. So we're gonna go in hard. Base danger rating 3, drop limit and shelter, Alice coin reward. I mean, we're just gonna try one higher. It doesn't really matter, so let's fucking go. Okay, also I want to give a little bit of context to the game, because the game I misread and it didn't come out at the start of this year, but it actually came out at the start of upwards attack on the first skill use, just the skill again. Okay, I'm sorry to do this, but we didn't read the abilities. I should have read those outside of the game. Yeah, the game came out a year ago, and there has been a little bit of a debate around the game's way. Basically, they have added a lot of cosmetics, but not as much content as people would have liked. And I do want to clearly show that, because obviously that is important, right? Like to know the people are not as happy about the direction they're going there. And that is a fair criticism, right? But they didn't increase the price, at least, as they initially intended. Because they probably realized they can make a lot of money selling skins like these, right? Like there's obviously a market for certain skins, right? Why would we have Bunny Girl? Because you get it for free when you buy the game right now. It might be a special promotion or something. But we're not going to play as Bunny Girl. We're going to play as her default skin. So she slashes. She's a sucker jump upwards to attack on the first skill use. Okay. Use the skill again to slam the ground. Dash wards lock onto an enemy, attacking them 7 times 100%, attacking nearby enemies 8 times, dealing 8 times 100 damage. Dash forward, 100 attack speed, 200 movement speed, and converts skill and attack damage to fire for a short duration. And every 5 attacks, you fire a projectile. And it has a cooldown as well, so you can't like get insane attack speed. Yeah, sorry about that. I didn't actually check that before starting here. That's pretty cool. I thought she shoots fire projectiles, or am I? Oh yeah, she does actually. They just kind of get caught on the ground or something. Pretty cool, that's really nice. And now we have like fire damage. Pretty cool. The PLTR shard, I do not know what the fuck it does. Oh, you know what the shards do? I know now. They actually are for the recyclers. And you always have the minimap, so the game is not like Risk of Rain 2 where you don't know where you're going. Which, you know, is okay, I think, having a minimap play around. More critical side chance, we do need a little bit of money for this. That's pretty cool. Okay, does it only drop me where I go? Like, how does this work, actually? It's just a jump bullet. Like, you just go up and down like this. Weird. Like, a little bit like you're playing Zhao in Genshin or something. Interesting. I guess that's also an aerial, right? So you can go mid-air to attack enemies in the air or something more easily. You can, like, jump like this, and then you can go and strike them. Okay, we never ulted, but ults are fine. Oh, that's pretty good ult. Let's get our first items. Higher crit chance, sure. I turned off the damage numbers because the crit number is so massive later that you can't see anything anymore, unfortunately. Another optical size. We already have like a crit build. It's starting off here. Book of Thunderous Wrath. Upon use, deal lightning damage to target and nearby enemies quick stun. Oh, this is the probably the laser from Risk of Rain. Yeah, it is. Why did my map disappear? I guess I don't have the items revealed anymore. Stagger chance when attacking enemies or more crit. I mean, in this case, we're just gonna go for more crit. I do wonder how she's gonna deal with flying enemies on average, though. Like, if she's gonna be good enough for that, or... This doesn't seem to be a high damage skill. Okay, so the items are not revealed on the map this time because we don't have the map yet, but we might unlock it later. Wow, now we can select 5. Yeah, we did all the meta upgrade, the meta progression upgrades after the last run. You unlock them literally in one run, so all of them. So the meta progression is not really something weird. Create a shadow with this one, the F. With other skills, it uses primary skills simultaneously. The shadow attacks is 33% damage. What? I don't know what you mean. I don't know what you mean there again. Yeah, the translation is very, very rough. And let's be honest, like after a year in early access, I would expect that on and off is not open and close anymore. just putting that out there. Like after a year, I think we can move on from that translation. But then again, you know, it's okay. It doesn't break the game or anything. It just makes it slightly more unintuitive in the menus. And when you every now and then you don't understand what an item does, but it's very rare actually. If you already played this type of game. If you have never played this type of game, it might be a bit different. Yeah, so far she feels fine. Like she's pretty cool. And yeah, what is the biggest difference between this and Risk of Rain 2 that I can at least tell you about right now, because I haven't played it that much. The biggest difference is, simply put, first of all, the art style, obviously, but also that you have talents, like a little bit like in other roguelites, where you can like alter what your skills do. So it's not only like the item progression from Risk of Rain 2, but it's actually also like you have like skill selection going on. So you can see the right side, where the T button is. You can see that this is where it tracks how close you are to an upgrade, and basically you just have to collect 2 of the orbs, which are like, oh, the lighting is kind of shit. Yeah, which you get for picking it up in the map, and you also get it for killing bosses and such. Okay, we found the TP. I think once you found something, it stays on the map though, which is pretty nice. So a little bit of background information on the devs, maybe. Because they did say something a bit stupid in my opinion. Because you might remember Crab Brave, right? Crab Brave, the game, not Crab Brave, Crab Champion, a game that's quite similar to Risk of Rain in, I would say, its scope, is made by a single dev, Noisestorm, the guy who made Crab Brave, which is kind of funny. I actually never made that connection. I kind of thought, oh, it looks like Crab Brave, but I didn't really think much of it. I knew it was a solo dev, right? But I didn't know it was actually made by the guy, or I forgot about it. And what's really funny there is that he's a solo dev, right? And they were like, oh, we need at least 40 people to make such a game, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, what the fuck do you need 40 people for? And they're like 10 to 15 right now, and obviously AI tools are also helping, blah, blah, blah. But yeah, they're like complaining about how hard it is to make a game with a few people, and I'm like, bro, there are people who make this type of game alone. What do you mean? Right, at their first game. So I'm like slightly confused there, in all honesty. It is slightly confusing to me how the devs can actually say that, right? This means they don't really know how game dev works on average, because yeah, I think Crab Reef is also UB5 as far as I know. Okay, let's get some shield here. I still don't understand these, honestly. All they do is give you regenerative shield, which I think is just objectively better, so yeah, the game also has one-shot protection as a talent, so we should not be able to get killed as long as you're above 80% HP in one hit, which you might actually like if you played Risk of Rain 2, where you can like easily die in one hit. But yeah, it's still a thing the game has. Okay, let's activate the teleporter, but before we do, this is going to be the boss fight here. Let me quickly come back in. Sorry, I'm back. Just had to bring my girlfriend a towel. Okay. Okay, let's go and there's also co-op, right? Like, it's very, very Risk of Rain 2 feature set oriented. One weird thing is you have to stand still to activate the boss. I do not understand that design decision at all in this type of game, but no, it is what it is. I think these two are the boss. Venom. Yeah, clearly she can stay in the air if you right click. The right click also has a pretty low cooldown, which is kind of cool. She also has a Q ability, which I never used a single time. Just the single target burst, I think. This one. Yeah, so it attacks a single target. And this one's AoE. Maybe it's also AoE actually. It says like target in front of us, but maybe the translation is just a little bit wonky there. Yeah, and one of the worst parts of the game for sure is the sound design. The sound design is very, very basic and needs more work for sure. Especially like the audio mixing. Some attacks are just way too loud, and you can see here this is the rarity. 1 second skill cooldown on attack with slash attack. Okay, this is basically 2 of them. And we got another upgrade here right away, so I guess we got 2 points. And you can all see which skill it affects here. And this is like the main difference to Risk of Rain 2 is the selection. Air blade damage. I mean, that sounds really, really good, to be honest, because we do have to kill enemies in the air every now and then. Okay, cool, and now we can move to the next stage. And yeah, it's basically Risk of Rain 2 in terms of progression, right? You just have a timer that ticks up and makes the stages harder and harder and harder. Yeah, and there's one elephant in the room. It's the sexualization of childlike characters, and I don't like that. Just straight up gonna say it. Like this character and another, especially the other character, they look very, very young and are still sexualized. I don't like this, and I wish it was not the default skin, right? At least the minimum, right? The bare minimum is to have the default skin be cute and like normal and not sexualized. But yeah, all the skins, every single one of them is unfortunately sexualized, which I don't mind in general, right? I don't mind that in with grown-up characters, but with child characters I do find that kind of disgusting. So yeah, I do mention that here because I did not know that before buying the game, and it might actually have affected my decision of buying it. But at the end of the day, the game itself is fine, right? The game is fine, and they allegedly have a lowly enjoyer as an artist, but you know what that means. Like, probably a pedo. So, and this is a woman, and the likelihood of it being a pedo is very lower, but yeah, probably a pedo, honestly. There's no way you like to draw lowlies and you're not a pedo. Like, nobody on Earth. I mean, I want to make this clear. You can draw lowlies and not be a pedo if they're cute, right? If you draw them in cute dresses, they look like cute, right? But as soon as you start sexualizing them, it's red flag for me, for sure. The Guardian Field. I mean, we never used the other one. Ich weiß nicht, irgendwas um 1 vielleicht? Yeah, if we can get the map. I don't know how you can get the map in this game, honestly, because we had it the last time, was super useful. But it doesn't seem to be a default, so we can definitely see how that would work. And now we saw the teleporter, but it did not get unveiled because we weren't close enough. So let me get close, we can find it easier later. Yeah, the discovery range of items could be a little bit higher. If you're already using a minimap, you might as well attack them a bit sooner. Okay, on enemy kill, drop healing orb. Yeah, see, my brain now is used to looking at the minimap for the next collectible, but now we don't have it, so it's kind of weird. And I think why actually I didn't mind the game having it on the minimap is because the game has very vertical level design, which can... This is what gives you the awakening points, by the way, these like rainbow colored things here. Yeah, so basically it's a bit like... I wonder if this is better if you're mid-air. Yeah, this one locks you in for so long that I'm not even sure if it's any good. There will be more enemies here with the money. Yeah, so I have no idea if this is the optimal way to play a Risk of Rain style game, to be completely honest. What I always do is just like end up going to the next collectible, getting enough money for that, and then moving on to the next collectible. Yeah, and if you look at the item descriptions of every single item we pick up, yeah, it's Risk of Rain 2. Like, who are we kidding, right? Yeah. They are very, very, very close to what Risk of Rain 2 does. Yeah, let's also maybe talk optimization here for a moment, because the game is not the most optimized game in existence. It's a UE5 game, and it does run okay if you have good hardware, but I have no idea how it runs on weaker hardware, to be honest, because I'm getting sub 200 FPS on a 59 at 1080p max settings, and you can see the game doesn't look crazy. Like, it looks good, right, but very minimalistic and basic. And yeah, this doesn't speak to a good optimization, right? It doesn't have like excessive, I think, ray tracing as far as I know, no path tracing or anything fancy. So it should run pretty well, basically. That's what I'm trying to say. These like more damage to ice attribute enemies. I think they mean to enemies who are frozen, right? But I think some enemies do have attributes, but I don't think that is what they mean. This skill seems kind of questionable. Like it doesn't have AoE, and the single target seems kind of mid. Oh yeah, there's also fall damage, which I just demonstrated because I don't have double jump yet. Okay, I'm just gonna pick the rare ones. Okay, this gives you cooldown reduction for your other skills. Okay, that's kind of interesting. Yeah, another thing which we're basically still testing because we're trying out different difficulties. You might know that Risk of Rain 2 is the game where there's a fuck ton of enemies on screen, and that's, you know, one of the main draws is the chaos and everything just popping off. So far, beyond the boss battles themselves, which spawn a lot of ads, the game has been very, how to put that, frugal in terms of enemy spawns. So it's not like you're gonna have a screen full of enemies. At least not on the normal difficulty. So the question is this a difficulty thing or is this a game optimization issue which they're masking by you know, their just like, you know, removing the amount of enemies. Okay, I don't intend to fight these enemies anymore because we're kind of done. Yeah, this is also the first run we're doing with the meta progression unlocks, so we should be substantially more powerful compared to the last time, but we're also playing a new character, so it's hard to compare. 50% increased damage, ultimate skill range. Is range really range, or is it AoE? Yeah, also an issue they have is to translate things which are the same term differently every single time because they don't have a glossary of, you know, terms basically, so they can't really see the same thing if it's like the same word, right? There might be, it might be AoE, it might be range, it might be armor, it might be damage reduction, right? Like, just like things which are conceptually or maybe even mechanically identical, but sometimes are named differently, so it can be slightly confusing here. Okay, so far she has not been the most convincing character in terms of power level, but then again I just realized that actually the cooldown reduction is absolutely insane and you're just going to spend your entire time playing this character with the ultimate ability, I guess. Which makes her maybe a bit better, because the ultimate is definitely very, very good. Okay, and the portal is charging. Yeah, it's the portal, not the teleporter in this game. Sorry for naming it what it is called in the original. So is this transformative enough from Risk of Rain 2? I think so, right? Like the art style is different. This selection screen elevates it to a different style. And I think the combination of the two and also the different level design, everything, while it is copying the basics, it is executing differently, which I think makes it, you know, not a clone, but actually a valid entry into the very niche genre that Risk of Rain 2 is, right? It's a third-person action shooter, slasher, whatever you want to call it, in a roguelite format with a looping design and this like timer progression. I mean, there are not a lot of games like Risk of Rain 2, right? So every single game in the genre is basically, you know, it's not like a Vampire Survivor clone, basically, where there's like a bazillion of them. So yeah, really actually nice to see another entry there. And I like the art style more in this one, right? I mean, I'm an anime fan, so, and also like the neon aesthetic they're going for the backgrounds. Yeah, but I really, really like Risk of Rain 2, right? It's an amazing game and super fun. So I'm already positively biased towards the genre here. Sakura style, painting flowers and chopping. Additional attacks based on the number of targets within range of primary skill. Really? Primary skill. A Sakura strike, a Sakura gold slash attacks deal special ability effects. I don't know what that means. I'm gonna pick the range again, but I don't think it's AoE, from what I can tell. No, I think it's AoE. Yeah, like I said, the naming here is very confusing. Did I pick up the item? I hope I did. Yeah, you can see, right, that this character, at least, I mean, the screen is not as horrible, but they're definitely very, very sexualized images and skins for them. Sometimes the music bops, funnily enough, in the menus in the shop more than in the actual level. Which is kind of interesting, right? And as I mentioned last time, I have a suspicion there is a little bit of AI shenanigans involved in this game. This is suspicion, right? But the devs did explicitly talk about AI tools being used for development, so you can assume that at least coding-wise they are using some sort of coding assistance. And is that something they should not do? No, it's absolutely something they should do. If you're not using coding assistance and code these days, you're like wasting at least like, honestly, you're almost like 10 times more efficient, right? It is realistic, and you're also going to have better code at the end. So yeah, it's a very good thing actually that they're using AI tools for that. The question obviously is art, right? Are they also using it for art? Allegedly not, I think, but only, you know, like it's really hard to say if that's actually true or not. Because the better the tools get, the harder it is actually to distinguish real work from AI stuff. I mean, she's cool. I like the character. Seems fun to play. Which is good, right? Because melee, obviously... You can see, right, once you dash, like, your sword, like... is on fire, and you can also, like, take it around. I mean, it's well done, honestly. And it's allegedly their first game, too, so... In Taiwan, the gaming culture doesn't have, like, there's not a lot of, like, people doing it, so they're, like, you know... a little bit like that. But it also, I'm just thinking about it, is actually Nine Souls also a Taiwanese game? It might have been, right? Nine Souls is one of the best games of all time, so if those are also Taiwanese devs, there's definitely at least one team there. It's pretty cool, good. Yeah, so the level design is very vertical, which initially can be a bit annoying. Oh, we got a double jump. When you don't have like a bazillion jumps, but... one additional enemy. And this one increases our strike damage by 200%. Seems like a good damage increase. Yeah, these jump pads unfortunately are, you know, static. They don't really allow you to move during them, but they are short enough to not be annoying on average. Because the first one I took was like so fucking long, and I was like, holy shit, I can't do anything during that time. But that is relatively rare. Yeah, so all these, there are a lot of recyclers in the game, so you can like alter your build to whatever you want. This one here. And you need to basically exchange an item for it and have scrap as resources, or exchange an additional item for the scraps. Yeah, the movement's pretty cool in this game, because the characters do not lose momentum in a weird way when you jump. So, I mean, yeah, they lose a little bit of momentum, but not like in an abrupt fashion like in Pragmata or something. So, it feels very, very smooth to do things in the air here. Okay, so we're currently trying to find the teleporter still. I might actually have seen it and I didn't pay attention. Oh, there it is. No. I'm not going to activate it just yet, because there's still, we're going to do a circle here. And get the additional items. Ooh, a legendary. Yeah, I should not kill these enemies. We have enough resources. More energy shield, increases barrier. I mean, barrier on kill could be pretty nice. Yeah, the shield enemies are kind of nice because you have to go behind them to avoid the shield. You can break it, but you can also like circle around them. Okay, this one I don't know how to use. It's basically like the special chest from Risk of Rain, which can or cannot be good. Phantom laser on hit. Pretty good. You can see that it also has a visual effect here. Cool. Okay. Yeah, you have to stand still. This is mind-blowing to me, honestly. I don't know why you have to stand still there. I guess they want you to clear enemies around you, which only would work if the game actually didn't spawn a fuck ton of enemies like other games in this genre, so... Okay, now we have an additional jump again. And we can move on. Oh no, we're still charging the teleporter, my bad. Just killed the boss so fast that I didn't realize. 3 seconds special skills duration. Each attack with the special skills creates a shadow that deals damage equal to primary attack. The air blade changes from a line to a cross shape. What? Air blade? Oh, the thing that I hit every now and then. 33. Yeah, I mean this one's amazing, right? Obviously, it gives us a very high chance of cooldown reduction. Oh, it does leave like these after images. That's pretty cool. Yeah, that's really, really nice, honestly. I like the idea of having transformative stuff. The real question is though, will there be a lot of enemies on screen? Because the game definitely needs it if it's like a Risk of Rain style game. One of the most fun parts of Risk of Rain is like having bazillion enemies. You can avoid projectiles by hiding behind the Shiba Inu? Okay, that's for another character who can summon the Shiba Inu that we played yesterday. I'm trying to read this, but it's kind of hard to do when they have like enemies aiming at you like this. Empowerment item stacks. I don't even know what the fuck that means. We don't have money for it, so we have to find it. Yeah, now you can see, right, I shoot across instead of the other one. Actually, that cross heals quite a lot of damage. Cool. Increased empowerment item stacks. Yeah, you can guess. I have no idea what that means. Another recycler with no specific item attack. Yeah, the game has a lot of recyclers for sure. Yeah, something cool about this level is when you can see it, right? I slide on the ice when I stop moving. That's a nice touch. Yeah, the only real worrying thing is their development speed. Like the fact that they have not added a lot of substantial content to the game in 1 year is worrying, right? This is worrying in a way that, you know, like even if it's fun now, it might not become more fun as a result, right? Risk of Rain 2, I mean the game's $9, right? Like it's $9. The skins are pretty expensive if you want to buy them, so just be aware, right? The skin upscaling, I mean pretty, right? They're $3, right? They're not valued at $100 or something skins, but still, like it's early access with paid skins, which a lot of people don't like. But yeah, it's $9, which is probably less than a Risk of Rain DLC, right? So it's, I think, a fair price for sure. The price is definitely not the issue here. Even if they have paid monetization, they are giving you a lot of like a low base entry point for sure. Demon Break-In Arrow. I don't even know what the fuck that is. How much is it? 561. Extra damage to a boss. Okay, that's actually pretty decent. Yeah, you can see what I mean, right? There's not a lot of enemies on screen. I mean, okay, there are a few. Yeah, the cooldown reduction is actually so fucking good because you go from 20 seconds cooldown to basically you can spam it every few seconds. Where are you? Oh, critical strike damage. Would I like to see absolute values there? Yeah, sure, but you can, I think, pause the game somehow and look at your items. You can't pause it actually, but you can look at your items. So in the shop, you could potentially look at them in slow mode under pause conditions. Okay, let's get some movement speed, which I think is a core essential tool in any Risk of Rain run to make the run more fun. And the same applies in this one for me. %50 unstable damage. I don't know what that is. Oh, unstable damage is, I think, yeah, there's a stun bar below enemies, and once it's at 0, it basically stuns them. So yeah, this one should now stun them a bit more easily. I mean, it's doesn't do much. This one sounds good, but it's actually not that good because you have a lot of things which automatically attack enemies, and as a result, you basically end up. I don't even know it's bad to go for the TP here. You have a lot of things which automatically attack enemies and makes you go in combat while you just want to run away. So yeah, it doesn't really work that often. So we don't need to kill anything here. I think Risk of Rain has an XP system. I think this game also has an XP system, even though I'm gonna be fucking honest. And I think at the bottom left, the blue bar. I don't know what it does. Probably gives you HP and attack, because you can see the character's stats, right? So... I think even those attacks actually increase your... Yeah, you might notice something here. It is almost impossible to tell which of these guys is actually a boss and which of these guys is a normal enemy. And yeah, they need to work on that, right? Like, it's really hard to actually know what the fuck is going on. I guess like this guy with the mark over it is the boss. Well, maybe I'm just blind. Yeah, okay, they have the mark. I just never realized. Auto skill attacks on kill. Okay. Sakura style gold rush. Slash attacks deals special ability effects. Yeah, I'm not using any of these things here because I don't think those are net plus positive items, and I don't know how they... The description of those items is actually so bad that I don't know what some of them do. I mean, maybe the description is accurate, but they don't really explain the terms well, what they mean, like chain link, blah, 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 and I'm like, yeah, sure, whatever. Oh my god, I like it way more when you don't see the items on the map. Okay, I just realized, like, having items on the map just makes it way less fun to traverse, because you're always like, oh my god, I'm missing an item, and like this was just like, you know what I see, I pick up, which is just more fun to me. Okay, this attack really does not seem to be that useful. Yeah, sometimes we get a chance to open things twice. You know, crit damage is probably one of the better ones, because we should have a pretty OP crit chance right now. Which we can't tell because we don't have the damage numbers, but trust me, the damage numbers in this one, they have like a weird animation to them. Like it's like the crit number has like a comic style star around them, and it looks really awkward when you crit a lot at the same time. Yeah, and I wonder how much it also tanks performance, because they seem like very excessive. Yeah, like it's mostly about the crits. The normal damage numbers themselves are pretty minor visually, but also them, they just come out, right? You just imagine every single thing you do has a bazillion sources later of damage, so the entire screen is basically full with them. Which some people like, right? Obviously, it's not a negative, but it's cool that you can turn them off for sure. Yeah, just like for reference, right? What FPS am I getting on max settings at 1080p here? Let's quickly check here. We are getting... Oh, we're getting actually this level runs well. Like we're getting like 210 FPS here. On a 59, right? Still, it's... Yeah, and there it goes. It dropped 260 during an animation here. Yeah, it might be a bit rough on low-end hardware. Let's be honest about that. But we didn't try it, right? I unfortunately don't have the ability. So as always, I suggest you check what other people are getting, because you can do that, right? Just Google your hardware on YouTube, and usually somebody will have made a benchmark. For this game, this is pretty small. Maybe not, but do try to find it out. Maybe somebody posted it in the forum or whatever. Yeah, but obviously it's undeniable that the game should run better, and I'm pretty sure if you turn off reflections, it's gonna run better for a lot of people here. Turn off the FPS again. Also, minimize this. What is this? This is an enemy attack, probably, right? I don't think it's from me. Okay, I should stop fucking around and we should get, like, items. At least we don't have auto attacks yet, so we can, like, run around faster out of combat, which is pretty cool. Sakura style... It is for Dance of Sakura Slash. Okay. So this skill is kind of weird because you can literally dash against the ground and it will have less range when you action than when you go mid-air, which is kind of awkward. Okay, we found the TP. Question is, do we want to leave? On hit, reduce enemy armor. I think that one was really good. Yeah, you can see the verticality on the levels, which is cool when you have jumps, but if you don't have jumps, it can be a bit annoying. Okay, but even on hard, like so far, I mean, we're only quote-unquote 30 minutes in. Still not a crazy amount of enemies. I have the suspicion this might be... Oh, now it has AoE. That's cool. This might be down to optimization issues, and that would obviously not be great. Yeah, they need to definitely make that happen. And Crab, you know, Crab Champions shows that it can be done. By the way, one of the games we initially showcased when it came out of early access, in early access, was, you know, Sulfur, and it ran pretty badly back then, right? I was like, it's like, yeah, it's a really fun game, it runs like shit. To this day, they have done so much optimization. Like the latest patch is a massive additional optimization haul, and they did so many of those that is one of the better optimized games now. It's like really, they went from super unoptimized to actually really fucking decent. This is a really tanky enemy. Lightning Strike, the guitar from Mr. Brain. Sure, let's go for the TP. I don't think there's much more we can actually get here. Let me just look around this corner here. I think you get movement speed when you dash for 3 seconds. Or not, I don't know. No, I do think we get a little bit of extra movement speed. Okay, we also never jumped up there, so we potentially should try to jump there first. I thought it was a two-way, and I didn't think it would bring me over here. Well, that is unfortunate, because we're gonna have to run it back. It's not that as far as it might seem, but... Okay. Yeah, now we have to stand still to activate it, which is still such a weird decision. In all honesty, I don't really know why you would do it like that, but... This is so you have to clear enemies ahead of time? But it's so weird, right? In a Risk of Rain style game, having to stand still is very... Oh, okay. Hello, Mr. Copy Paste from Risk of Rain. I've never seen you before. Good thing we didn't see this as our first boss. I would have instantly thought like they were actually just copy pasting it. The enemy design itself visually is unique, right? But obviously the enemy types are pretty much carbon copies of Risk of Rain from a functionality perspective. Broken Hourglass. Refresh the cooler of all abilities. This is absolutely horrible. Oh wait, we're still charting the TP. I mean, this one honestly seems very, very good. What about this one here? One attack for 4 enemies in primary skill range. But you can take damage while you can't move. Ooh. How does that work? Whoa, you put in 3 items? I mean, I guess legendaries are worth it. Cope. Fuck. Okay, it is 3 items then. I thought you can select it in a scrap base. Well, never mind. I completely didn't understand that. I don't like this skill too much. %50 increased fire damage seems like it could be pretty sick. So funny enough, the game starts with more enemies than Risk of Rain 2, I think. Like, it's a faster pace early on, but then it just stops scaling. So that is kind of weird, I'm not gonna lie. Yeah, so I guess you really want to dash before you ultimate so you get like the fire damage bonus. Oh, you're already rich. Oh, it can save my life, but how many times? Yeah, we lost the jump unfortunately in order to get the legendary. Yeah, this is a really cool character though, I like her. There it is. Oh, when not moving increases armor? I mean, that sounds horrible, right? This guy, I think, never necessarily the evidence will have, I think, enemies like this one. Okay, we have way too much money. We need to move. And kill enemy barrier. I have a shield. I continue to deal boss damage to enemies. Stuff over there. And the challenge one up there too. After air blade piercing in return after reaching the endpoint, hitting an obstacle, return air. What the fuck are you talking about? Oh, Airblade is my passive, isn't it? Do I see my skill? Does it return? It does! Wow, that's cool. That is cool. Yeah, you can just end the CB almost in like the invincible TP state, which is something, I guess. How do we get up on top of the building? Did I never pick this one up? Oh, whoops. Yeah, sometimes you can, I mean, I can leave items on the ground for no reason. Yeah, randomly destroying items seems a bit risky. But I also didn't pick up that item, really? I did actually. Wait. Or is it like an active item? Yeah, that's kind of my bad. Kind of. I mean, it is my bad. Have we found the TP? Wait, the TP is on the map. Is it always on the map, or does it show up after a certain amount of time? Yeah, now you can see I deal damage to enemies all the time, so I'm never out of combat. So the out of combat sprint doesn't trigger, which is a bit unfortunate. Yeah, it's a bit unfortunate. I wish it was a bit more reliable. Okay, sure, let's go and activate the TP. Means we first have to get rid of these enemies. Bounce upward. You know what? That actually sounds pretty good. Oh yeah, that's a massive lead. Plus 1 attack for every 3 enemies in range. I still think this is better to have AoE on it, but I don't know. Maybe this is what makes it amazing. I don't know. It's like the higher rarity, but doesn't usually mean the devs were like accurate there. I mean, the music does fit the aesthetic nicely though, for sure. Yeah, now you can see, right, I'm permanently shooting shit at enemies, so how will I ever be out of combat? They need to rethink this a little bit, because obviously the condition should be able to trigger, right? Because it literally is impossible to trigger right now. Nice, more max HP. Okay, that's probably a really good one. think we have bleed yet, though. Yeah, so if you're wondering, because maybe it's hard to tell by watching, but it feels good to play. The controls are good, the camera feels good, right? Like it's a clean game. Like it's definitely very, very responsive and nice. And movement feels good. Right, cutie. My left is actually better than my fucking like special ability. It might actually be better than this one. What is the additional effect? I didn't read it. Whatever. It's good. We need to kill it. It is actually weaker though than just left clicking. Does the game need fall damage? I don't think so. I don't think the game needs like height fall damage at all, because you can obviously avoid it, but that kind of begs the question why put it in the game in the first place if you can like literally avoid it all the time. Yeah, icicles are pretty good, but also they prevent me from going faster. But I've been waiting years for you to log back in. I mean, yeah, we didn't talk about the story. That's because I don't think the game has a story. Does Rain have a story? That's a good question. I mean, we used to have an introduction video. This might come later, obviously, but right now the context of the game is, I mean, it just sounds like you're in an MMO from what I just read, but this is the first lore I've seen in, I guess, ever since starting playing the game, so take it for whatever that is. Okay, this difficulty also doesn't have enough enemies, so, I mean, we're 50 minutes in, right? You would expect the screen to fucking explode with enemies at this point. So, we're gonna go to the next higher difficulty on our next run. Yeah, the translation, you have to guess what it does, right? I mean, this is probably, it creates projectiles while you ult, right? It just is worded in a way that doesn't make it clear. Because obviously they're from Taiwan and have no idea how to speak English, which is perfectly fine, right? You don't need to speak English, but we're living in the day and age of AI translation, and, you know, like, community translation is also a thing usually for small games. Some people will be willing to help there, and yeah, I'm pretty sure you can get this too. At least that open and close is replaced by on and off. Like, yeah, it seems like a thing you could reasonably expect after a year of early access, that they figure out that this is wrong. Yeah, but I just imagine, right, if I want to make a Chinese game, would I be able to make the translation good on my own? Probably not, right? I would need at least one Chinese person to verify if this is actually sensible, even with ChatGPT or something. So yeah, it's for sure is not like easy or anything if you don't speak the language, but still like on and off, come on, like. Yeah, this character is way easier to get around with than the other one in terms of going upwards. Wait, what? Where the fuck is that TP? It's on that building? Oh shit, that's my bad. I mean, how would I have known that it's so far away? fuck am I doing? I'm just trying to combine the dashes in nonsensical ways here. Whoa! I'm almost dead. I didn't even realize. What the fuck? I wonder if we would have died without the item. Wait, when did we lose all our HP? Right, we also have this one. I completely forgot about it. Maybe we would have died. I mean, do we still have the item? Ah, they don't have color coding for this. Ah, unfortunate. Right, I didn't activate it because you actually have to stand still. Create a shockwave at the start and end point of special skills. Okay, cool. Okay, here we don't have to wait for the upgrade. Is it wonder if the game has HR? Probably not, though. Probably not. But it would be a nice HDR game for sure. Yeah, I think the Q ability is a bit too weak though. Like the ultimate is really good, but the Q ability is kind of not that amazing. Holy, we get so much money here. Holy vertical level, right? This is what I mean. It can be a bit much in terms of verticality. Especially for the character that can't jump upwards as easily. Okay, more movement speed. I mean, we need movement speed. Like, whatever. Who am I kidding? Like, air blade is stored every 8 seconds, up to a maximum of 5. 3-second special skills. It's a shadow. So this is the shadow, right? I like this guy. Looks funny. Yeah, but I also don't want to critique the enemy count just yet too much because, I mean, yeah, let's go more look on movement speed. Because obviously, we haven't tried the highest difficulties yet, right? Like, so it's kind of hard to say if this is going to remain an issue or if it's still difficulty related. Because you can see, right, the game always spawns with pretty much the same amount of enemies. They do respawn quickly, but that doesn't mean there are more than that on screen. And I have this optimization related suspicion here. What are you? Altar of Arena. Oh, you basically get additional enemies here. More crit chance, nice. We found the altar. Because like the standing still works in this game because there are not that many enemies, which might or might not be a good thing, honestly. I'd rather have no standing still and more enemies. And also you get a crazy amount of money. I mean, 100% increased fire damage sounds absolutely insane, but I don't know how it actually scales. Oh shit, this is a freezing orb. Yeah, and usually I would be talking about, you know, it's early access, the game has a lot of potential, but if there has been no significant progress beyond skins within a year, you should probably take this version as what the game is going to be once it's done. Like, I'm going to be fucking honest there, right? Like, I don't trust Des, who didn't upgrade their update their game significantly in a year, according to the community. I haven't like checked the patch notes myself, but yeah, it definitely seems to be a little bit more fishy, let's put it that way. Yeah, I just want to say this, right? Because obviously some people are like, oh, it's early access, you know, it can change, blah, blah, blah. Yeah, it can, but also if it didn't change much in a year, that kind of sets the expectation that you might not see a lot of significant progress in this phase. This character seems a bit better than the one we played the last time. No, wait, never mind, don't say that, because we actually didn't have any skills unlocked with the last character, so she might also be the craziest character of all time. I mean, you can see, right, this is an hour into the run and there's basically nothing on screen. I'm just saying, right, like, this is a bit suspicious. Is the game relatively bug-free? Yeah, it's very polished, actually, in terms of that, right? The bugginess seems to be pretty low. Okay, now we can end the run. We will, because we're gonna go back on higher difficulty here. Okay, we beat the game with this character. I mean, it can loop, right? It's a Risk of Rain style game. 5906. Number of falls. Yeah, same stats than the other character here, which is interesting, because we probably just took longer with the other one. Cool character though, liked it. Definitely nice progression too via the skill upgrades, so not just a gimmick. Okay, but we're gonna try another character, and now we're getting to the point where it's either we play pedo stuff or yeah, and also melee. Half of the characters are melee focused, or we go back actually to Shibako, because now we know how the game works, and see if we like Shibako a little bit more, but her ultimate seems kind of like hella dangerous because she just stands there and might die. Or we go with the pedo character, which is the drone summoner, I think. Yeah, I mean, that's the last ranged character. I kind of wanted to try all the characters, but also mix up ranged and melee. So the question here obviously becomes, do we go for this one? We have our swimsuit, and you might be wondering, where the fuck are you going for a swimsuit? Because the swimsuit is less sexualized, right? This is a swimsuit. I mean, it's still sexualized, but it doesn't have fucking underboobs, right? So we're gonna go with the swimsuit here. And yeah. I wish she had a single normal skin, let's be fucking real here. I mean, you can see what I mean, right? Like, pedo alarm bells ringing left and right. Yeah, I mean, yeah, before I take the hooker skin, I'd rather take the fucking pedo swimsuit skin. Okay, what abilities does she have? Archery, fire arrow that deals 100% damage, increases damage to marked enemies. 100% damage to marked enemies. Okay. Drone that attacks enemies. Summon a drone that bombards in a straight line ahead with Each bomb dealing 250 damage. Several drones to attack. The drones seem to be temporary. Agile roll in the direction of movement, and passive attacks will mark the enemy for 10 seconds and have a chance to summon a drone. Okay, she sounds cool from that perspective. That's pretty nice. And you can also go and upgrade this. You can see this is like one run. I didn't check the co-op focused skills because I don't know why I would. And you can also upgrade these. She only has 2 upgrades here, is very interesting. It's still work in progress, right? Okay, so our second run here. Yeah, I'm gonna be fucking straight, right? I wish she had a normal skin, honestly. And she's not a bunny girl or anything. We're like, it makes sense that she's small, right? Yeah, they're midgets and smaller people, right? But I still think, you know, I once heard an argument, right? Because obviously they're Taiwanese devs that I think, I don't know if it's Taiwan, but there's like countries where women are very, very short. So from our perspective, they look like children. From a height perspective, right? But I don't think this argument holds well in the West, right? Like obviously, relative to the other characters in the game, this one looks way too young for what the way she's depicted. Yeah, and also made a forum post asking the devs for a normal skin for these characters, because I also said like a lot of people might find this off-putting, and the ones who find it a plus. It's questionable if you want to have those as your audience, right? You know what? I think extra damage to boss is kind of shit though, because the bosses are really weak, so I should have probably taken the bleed instead. Okay, cool. So we have the abilities. Left click is there an arrow. Right click summons a drone. It flies around and attacks enemies. Cool, cool. Q summons a lion bomb, and F summons a laser beam. Pretty cool, pretty cool. And this is just a dodge roll, which I guess is fine. Why do you have to confirm that skill though? Seems like this skill should not have a confirmation on it, because it's literally just like you can't place it, right? It's just, this one, sure, right? Like, unfortunately, you also don't have the you aim at the enemy and then you just target the area where you are. But look at this, right? Why does this have a confirmation? Like, is this a straight line AOE in front of you? Oops. Well. With this character, we did fall. Yeah, I wish you could not. You didn't have to confirm this. It doesn't make any sense to me. The other character also didn't have confirmations and everything, so. Yeah, increased dealt poison damage, right? But do I deal poison damage, or do I have to have poison damage for this to work? The double chest kind of fucks me up sometimes because I don't even realize when it happens. Oh, by the way, I also want to mention this because we do talk about like the pedo aspect of the skins and everything. If someone's pedophile, obviously it's not their fault, right? Because it's something you're born with. But it still means that obviously we don't have to like depict children sexually, right? Even if the person who made it didn't choose to be like that, right? I mean, maybe they aren't even, but honestly, let's be fucking real. I would never make this, right? I would literally never make this because it's fucking weird, right? So if you don't find it weird, I mean, there might be this weird case where you're not sensitive to this thing, but yeah. I mean, this skin, right, like I said, this skin is pretty normal, right? It's still a bit weird, obviously, but it's pretty normal relative to the... You have a jetpack? What? Wait, since when does this character have hover? Was it not in the description? Yeah, but obviously the other skins are like even more sexualized on purpose, so they know what they're doing here, obviously. Immediately deal 100% damage and root the damage target for 2 seconds. Yeah, that's the ultimate upgrade here. I wonder how long it takes for the teleporter to show up on the map, because I don't think we actually uncovered it. I mean, she seems like a good character from a damage perspective. Okay, you can also roll upwards, which is kind of weird, but... Ah, shit, I don't think we can make that one. Maybe from over here. We didn't take that chest. I don't know how I missed it, but... Oh, it's glitching inside of the... No. Not. Oh, I did not increase the difficulty, did I? Ah, I think we're gonna have to restart this one. Sorry about that, because I did want to showcase if the game actually... This might be the biggest issue with the game from a gameplay perspective. Might be the difficulty thing here. Maximum amount of enemies. Okay, here... If it's not enough enemies, then you're not gonna get more enemies. Yeah, so we're gonna see it. I mean, obviously it's supposed to be a Gunnar game in general, like that's pretty clear, but I don't mind Gunnar games, I mind Hito games. So. Alright, like I don't like this excuse is anime, so it's fine to do that. I think that's a pretty cringe argument, and if you think that's like it's not a real person, blah blah blah, it's not even real art, I don't care, it's literally the same thing. Not the same, right, but it's the same ballpark of weird. Und spielst du nicht auch gerne eine Mädchen im Badeanzug? Ja, ich auch. Geht so. Nervig ist, dass die keinen einzigen nicht solchen Skin haben. Da habe ich auch im Forum geschrieben, dass ich das eigentlich scheiße finde, dass die 2 jungen Charaktere im Spiel offensichtlich sexualisierte Skins nur haben und keinen einzigen nicht sexualisierten. Yeah, just quickly put my girlfriend the same thing. Kind of unfortunate though, I did like the build we got going on the last run, but it's fine, we're... Yeah, and the baseline, right, it might seem like a small skill right now, but we know that the upgrades are quite substantial to the skill, so it could become insane later, which is cool to know. Okay, we're getting a lot of attack speed, which I don't even know what it actually does with the drones, so... Okay, like, why is everything attack speed? Yeah, this part I don't quite understand, because this part of the arena doesn't seem to be used at all here, so I wonder why it's still a thing here. Empowerment item. Oh, I think the empowerment item is the active item, I think. We don't even have one. What this thing does, I think you can destroy it somehow, sometimes, but... Yeah, I'm gonna pick up every movement speed we can get. Because time is progression. I think this is additional crit damage. Yeah. We almost died there. Nice. Yeah. This one is kind of weird. It gives you an additional jump and critical strike. What a weird combo. I mean, not that I want to complain, both are very good things, but an unusual combination. Yeah, and calling your HP upgrade lifesteal, the people will think it's a translation error, obviously, right? Because, yeah, that is obviously pretty stupid. What in the fuck? Yeah, I skipped here. Forgot about that. So we want to kill these mega ninjas. Okay, she's a pretty high cooldown character, all things considered, right now, compared to the other character we were playing, especially. I mean, she does rely more on her auto attacks than initially in case. Enemies can seemingly just spawn into you, or this is literally their dash. I have no idea. A crit restore HP, that could be pretty nice. Upgrade drone to royal drone. Sure. Immediately 100% damage. Yeah, this was the one that I thought was pretty cool. Okay, now we have a royal drone, which probably amazing. Good. Upon use, increase armor. It has a 12-second cooldown. No! I mean, bleed is not terrible. And why does she have a bow and drones? Kind of doesn't make any sense, honestly. Like, you would expect an engineer not to have a bow. It's kind of like at odds with her skill set. If she had like some kind of summoning skills or something, sure, but... Does Kid Icarus have drones? I actually don't know. I don't think so. He has stars, right? He can shoot. Thinking how they would think of this as a useful combination. Yeah, so I'm not judging the enemy spawns right now, because obviously Risk of Rain also starts slower. And it might be also the second highest difficulty, but they did explicitly say it has maximum. I'm just buying anything. What did I buy? Get the bleed again. Good. Okay, crit chance sounds good. The armor also sounds pretty interesting. Whoops, I didn't want to use my ultimate there. 80. Yeah, because we heal on crit as well, so it might be pretty decent. Yeah, I'm also gonna be honest, if they should not manage to get the enemy count to remotely near the levels of Risk of Rain 2, I think we might have a problem, because it is an... Oh, this one. Oh shit, I didn't... is this trash? Okay, whatever, don't we have like a field. Yeah, I think it's a fundamental part of why Risk of Rain is fun, and I don't see why this game would not be more fun with that. So from that perspective, I really hope the enemy count is not like a limit because of performance, but I have very, very big suspicion it might be, and then this would probably mean the game is going to be less great in the long run. Because if this never changes, right, like, how can you escalate the game, right, to become Risk of Rain 2's craziness? Which is one of the main draws of Risk of Rain 2 is the amount of broken shit and insane stuff you can do compared to many other games. And if this is more like tame because of technical reasons, I think it would not be... I think we have to do the drones though. This sounds amazing, but if you think about it, we're using the drones way more often. Yeah, but let's just see, right? Where we still are not that far in. This is a run also we're not going to be ending. We're going to be looping this run in order to actually test how far the game can go, assuming we don't die ahead of time, obviously. This difficulty does seem to deal a lot of damage. Quantity increases. You can see me not picking the legendary with this character because I have the suspicion my ultimate's cooldown is so high right now that it's not going to be an important part of the equation. What the fuck is she doing? I mean, obviously the other character not having any cooldowns was a bit better than this character for sure. But if we didn't have any cooldowns either, we would be fucking popping the fuck off here. There's like an item over there. Oh, really? Did it respawn? Oh, it's over here. Maybe it did actually. Okay, we desperately need more movement speed though. Okay, even more attack speed. I hope it works on the drones as well. That would be pretty unfortunate if it didn't. 50% increased bomb damage triggering N inventory plus 1 stacks. What N inventory plus 1 stacks of radiation does? The number of my things in my inventory? This is the most programming way to describe this, but what do you mean at max level? I don't understand what that means, to be honest. Yeah, and also considering that they didn't update the game a lot in a year, you should probably not support them by buying skins, unless you think they're gonna change their practices, which, honestly, it gives the wrong signal, right? If you just go in and buy a bunch of skins now, it's like, oh sure, let's just continue to do that, right? Just make more skins instead of more real content. And they're basically arguing this classic, oh, our art design team has so much time, blah blah blah, so we're making skins instead of game content, and I'm questioning this a lot because obviously you could make more enemy variety, you could add like more levels, you can, right? There's a lot of like things you can do which are not skins for money, right? So, and if you're bad at running your business because you have too many people in your project which you might or might not need, which are not pulling the rate, then that is project management. That's not up to us users to have to compensate for the amount of money you need for something you might or might not even need realistically. I mean, this is a game I could see like 10 people do easily, right? If a single project like Crab Champions exists. So there's already proof here. I mean, sure, it's like, I mean, we never use it, but I mean, it has a 50-second cooldown though. Wow, that's a hard sell. I thought it was 20, but 20 was the other character we played. Yeah, you can actually hit this thing, and it does things, maybe. This one, I don't really understand. It literally gives you more shield, which is just a net plus. So it sounds like it's a trade-off thing, but it's kind of not. So what is a blocking zone? Probably blocks projectiles or something. I don't know. What is this one? Extra attack speed. Sure, let's go with the anti-air part here. I mean, no questions asked, right? It deals a lot of damage. The cooldown is insane. Right now. Sure, I think we're gonna leave here. Right, we have to go down. I just forgot about that. I mean, we seem to be moderately strong. Our defense is a bit on the weaker side, though. I like that you can visually see, though, how much it's charging. Powerful penetration plus 2 drones. I mean, I think the drones are a bread and butter skill, to be honest. They consistently kill more enemies than any other skill, and there's a lot of them on screen, which unfortunately is not the case so far. Why do we get XP there? I have no idea. I have no idea. The range is so bad by default. Yeah, right. What good is it that you have like insane, mega strong AoE skills if there's almost never a scenario where you need it? Because your drones can just like single target burst down every single enemy because there's just too few of them. This in combination with not being one-shot is probably pretty cool. And the nano worm. Oh wow, the explosion is pretty big. Yeah, it's probably one of the better upgrades in this. I mean, maybe not actually, right? In this game, since there are not that many enemies, I'm always like, oh, this is one of the best upgrades you can get in like board-based games, but maybe this is not even board-based enough for this to be relevant to a mega essential degree. Yeah, the drones are like mega carrying right now. These drop allegedly, but look at it. Oh my god, they drop at like fucking bazillion kilometers. I mean, money really is not an issue here. They're being very generous in terms of money drops. Which might just be to masquerade to mask that there are actually not a lot of enemies. So you need a lot of money per enemy killed. Or it would feel like very tedious very quickly. Yeah, this is all odd core all the way. Right, right now, at least. Because oddcore delivers on what it tries to be, and I think this game actually, the enemy count is essential, right? I'm not trying to over-exaggerate this. This is literally the foundation of Risk of Rain is the enemies. If there are no enemies in Risk of Rain, the game breaks. And, I mean, it becomes less fun. Sure, let's get more royal drones. I didn't even know that was a thing. Because what good is it if your character is cool and can do crazy shit if you don't need it, right? Okay, we should stop killing enemies and move towards the TP probably. Yeah, let's move towards the TP. If we get the super jump item, I mean there's not a lot of active items you can actually pick up in this game. Like, this is a healing stick, or whatever. Yeah, there's not a lot of super jump items in the game, active items in the game that drop. The likelihood of finding a super jump is kind of low. Drones do last quite a long time. X file for 3. We're doing well. I don't think we need to just swap for legendary, even though it seems like it could be not the worst idea ever. Garden Field or the shield we have right now? I don't know. I think the shield might be better. Let's activate the TP and hopefully not get killed where we have to stand still. Whoa! Okay, we're almost dying in one hit there. Or the one hit protection that saved us there. -5 after special skill. I think special skill is the agile roll. Yeah. Okay, cooldown reduction is massive for sure. Oh, the discount card! I hate having to look at it in slow motion. I was worried that we're gonna get killed there. Because I think you heal here, right? Yeah. I wonder if you should turn up on multiplayer just to get more item drops. Yeah, imagine, right? If the enemy count stays this low, also when you're playing multiplayer, that would obviously be fucking ass. Because you barely have enough to kill alone, so... looking for items? Items, anybody? Yeah, and also the elements in the sky are not synced to the music, which is okay, but they do look like they should be synced from the way they move. I wonder if in this game, when you find the TP, maybe you wanna use it right away, but I don't think so. Oh, negative item density here, huh? Like, for real, is this like meme or something? There are no items. Oh shit, can't make that jump. We almost died in one hit to that guy. Pull down something? Ah, no, the empowerment item. No, I didn't have time to read it. I was worried like I'm gonna get fucking one tap while I do it. Yeah, and as a result of there not being enough enemies, in this case even items, the levels do feel too empty. Right, like there needs to be more of a... What is the sound design on the fucking... this thing here? Okay, yeah, obviously not having items nor enemies most of where you go, because you can see, right, enemies spawn behind me, which technically is not an issue, but since there are so few enemies, they never spawn in front of me, so every time I run around, all of the enemies are behind me. So the level looks empty as a result, because nothing can spawn, because we're already at max range. This guy spawned because we killed something. No, this is carpet bombing, right? Like, this obviously is the better one. It gives you the cooldown reduction there. Maybe we have more drones than enemies. You can see, right? This guy could spawn because we killed an enemy behind us. Yeah, I'm gonna be honest, if the enemy count does not increase, I can't recommend the game, I think, because as fun as the movement and the character abilities are, without enemies to use them on, I mean, yeah, I mean, that doesn't work, right? It just doesn't work. Yeah, like, for real. Like, what good is it to have good abilities and synergies, items, upgrades if there's no enemies, right? And I'm not saying we're not gonna die in one hit to one enemy. I'm saying where's the chaos from Risk of Rain, right? Where's the fundamental fun aspect there? What the fuck? I almost got fucking destroyed there. I mean, even the 10% cooldown reduction is not insane, right? Like, it's not as good as the other one where you get a flat reduction. Maximum markable enemies. Oh, I didn't even know there's a maximum markable enemy thing here. Someone will drop one bomb at the end. Okay. Awkward, right? Awkward thing to... I mean, it's optimization, right? And I guess you could say it's UE5, right? UE5 strikes again. In this case, it maybe prevents the devs from actually executing their vision here, because they obviously are looking very, very closely at Risk of Rain 2, right? They are probably aware of this. If they're not, that would be very weird. I mean, they literally copied the chest jank spawn thing where they spawn in a weird way, right? So they looked at it very, very closely. So of course they also kept track of the enemy counts and stuff like that, right? So I think this must be unfortunately an engine limitation. Or the scaling is so slow in this game, which I don't believe, honestly, because we literally already had like an hour-long run. That still looked like it was like 10 minutes into Risk of Rain in terms of enemies. I mean, there's no progression anymore in terms of enemies at all. The number just stays identical. Yeah, and the levels are too big as a result too, right? Like, this doesn't make use of all the space it creates. Yeah, I will leave this as feedback as it's early access, right? There's still hope. But this is my #1 wish with the game. Okay, that one sounds pretty sick. Not gonna lie, I should have taken the cooldown reduction though. Yeah, now it's useful because it actually has enough range. I mean, it is still fun, right? It's not horrible or anything, but it will never become as fun as Risk of Rain without more enemies. And I don't think it's even a small part of it, right? It is really, really impactful. Yeah, if I say it affects my recommendation, I mean this is a fundamental issue, right? Since it's early access, it might change, but after 1 year of almost doing nothing, that means this game was in this state for 1 year. I mean, not exactly this state, but in the state of not having enough enemies, right? So they don't seem to be able to fix it, and that is a big L. Because I do think the game has potential to be just as good as Risk of Rain 2, and maybe even better because it has this cool upgrade system. And honestly, Risk of Rain 2 devs feel this, right? They stole so much from you, still back, because it's good, it's really good. Actually, if Risk of Rain 2 had this, it would be fucking dope. And it's not something that, I mean, obviously this is not something they invented, right? This is literally a basic roguelite feature with a lot of other roguelites. So from that perspective, you know, it's like kind of weird that Risk of Rain didn't have it up until now, or still doesn't have it up until now. And now we're gonna be in pain because we have to go all the way back up here. Yeah, see if we're getting some items. Oh, it's because we have a jetpack and deals fire damage below us. I mean, right, this is cool, right? Like the core stuff is cool, but it's just not enough enemies to make it pop. You're crazy, we missed so many items. 4 beams. Immediately fire 2 attacks with increased attack speed during the duration after a special ability. Yeah, during the duration after a special. Yes. Nice grammar. This gives us iframes, which sounds good, but then again, fuck that, it's only 0.2 seconds. Yeah, what a shame. What a shame that this seems to be an issue. I mean, 35 minutes in, no progression whatsoever in terms of enemy count is pretty much a dead tell that there is probably nothing happening anymore here. Yeah, we should have taken the additional cooldown reduction for sure. It kind of doesn't feel like the percentage stuff works, to be honest. 10%, 40 is 4 seconds, right? I mean, it does come with 3 though, but that's not 10%. There seems to be a little bit of background shenanigans that is wrong. I mean, this one honestly is shit. Like, it's just too slow. We don't need to throw anything in here. When does this take 10 years? I have no idea. I mean, being able to mark more enemies sounds good, but then you realize that there are not that many enemies, so I wonder if it even has any value at all. Yeah, we don't even need to kill these. All it does is spawn enemies in front of us. Yeah, and enemies spawn super close as a result too, because obviously you don't want to waste enemies spawns on enemies far away. But yeah, it's just like, you know, like so many weird design decisions they have to do here because of their performance, probably performance issues, right? Which is what I definitely think is happening here. Why, the jetpack doesn't hover immediately, it just breaks. It can save your life. But will it save my life? I hope this also attacks my drone, because if it doesn't, it's fucking crap. One more charge on the roll would be amazing. And more double jumps as well. Honestly, this run, kind of movement-wise, is kind of limited. A power level itself seems really good though. I mean, this is a 40-minute run on the highest enemy amount difficulty, and we're seeing no more enemies. Yeah, I mean, this is probably... Yeah, it's probably, you know, all there is to it, unfortunately. I didn't expect this to be an issue, to be honest, but I guess like whenever at UE5 I should have been... Oh my, wait, is that gonna work in UE5? What? Oh, current cooldown, and then this is a generic one. Okay, I mean we should have taken that one for sure, because this elevates every single skill. I guess we're done with the level because we didn't find shit, so... Okay, of course these spawn flying enemies. I don't even think we can hit flying enemies with most of our abilities. Yeah, literally we can't, so that's funny. This one just has a bazillion HP for no reason. And you also notice maybe when you spawn the boss, it despawns all other enemies, unlike a Risk of Rain 2, because they don't have enough capacity to make it feel frantic otherwise. And right, it is what it is. I mean, 14 marked enemies, there might be literally every single enemy on screen. Vote on Portal, bro. I'm a single player. I'm not voting on shit. I mean, do you select any levels? Are there secrets? I mean, so far there don't seem to be any, but maybe I'm just, you know, like not finding them, so... You know, that's like more of a whatever thing. I wonder if the upgrades are though... The rarity is it tied to the skill type, or is it actually rarity? Because it seems like every single ultimate upgrade is like, oh look, this is like the highest rarity, but... Is that actually true though? Yeah, already at this point, right, if you're 40 minutes into the run and you're like, where are the enemies since almost like 20 minutes? this already might be enough, even if there should be, which I don't think there will be, more enemies later on. I don't think this is gonna be functional right now, and a 1 year dev time that did not address this means the devs probably are not able to technically make this possible without like killing performance, which is a shame because I think the game has potential, but they're not able to probably technically realize it. So yeah, that's something I didn't say in a long while. A game that fails to deliver its gameplay ambition because of technology. That's been a while since I said that. Because realistically, a lot of games, you know, like these days are like the tech is just a visual fluff, not fundamentally stuff you need. So only having 2 jumps though fucking sucks mega ass. Yeah, I mean the levels are empty, right? It is what it is. The game doesn't have enough enemies. It is what it is. It's a no for me. It's a no for me because I'm an honest person, right? Like it looked cool on the surface the first time around and would have given it a 7 out of 10. Without the enemies, it's a 6. It's a fucking 6. As good as the core stuff is, right? This could be fucking popping off if there were enough enemies. But there, look at this. There's nothing on screen. I literally kill everything within like such a short amount of time. Even if they respawn instantly, all it feels like you're like killing an enemy just for an next one to spawn next to you, which doesn't mean there are enough enemies, right? Like there's not enough on screen. The level is just devoid of anything if you move forward. It's a real shame, man. It's a real shame. Like, again, a game with a lot of potential, like more of a metal, squandered for different reasons this time. And then they're defending their engine choice, like these, oh, you know, Unity would have never been able to do it. I don't know what, I think Risk of Rain 2 is a custom engine as far as I know. But I'm just gonna be real, guys. If you pick this engine, you can't make the enemy scale, you pick the wrong engine. And if that means you should have done your own engine, that's what it is, right? You can't make a game in an engine where you can't support the core gameplay. I mean, right? I mean, I'm pretty sure it's possible in UE5 because crap champions exist and has a bazillion times more enemies. But yeah, guys, you have to work on optimization if that's the problem. This is your #1 issue right now. Right, this is the #1 issue. Because it fundamentally breaks Risk of Rain 2's formula, which you're obviously copy-pasting, right? And you just elevated it with really cool things, right? The selection of the skills is really cool, right? But that's not enough, man. Like, the foundation is not there. So yeah, it's an L. It's a real L here. Unexpected, honestly. I did not expect this to be what breaks the game. Because it was like, oh, you know, they're higher difficulties. Maybe the scaling is incredibly slow, but we can see right there, it's not the scaling. The game is fundamentally empty. No, okay, it's not tied to rarity. Yeah, also there are not a lot of items in the game, right? I already mentioned if they don't just copy paste every single item from Risk of Rain, which is trivial to do, because most of them are just 2x stat stuff. They're missing, you know, like content they should have in the game because they're, you know, copy pasting it. So my understanding is that you want to make sure you just copy paste everything you can that makes sense for a game, which is almost everything. So, from that perspective, and you have to be realistic, right? Also, most of the difficulty increase comes from the enemy count in Risk of Rain, right? So if the game doesn't have a lot of enemies, all they can do is HP and damage, which doesn't feel as satisfying as there's more enemies. So Yeah, I don't know, guys. I don't know. Like, this might be wait and see for sure. Because if this is not at rest, who cares about the rest, right? I mean, 47 minutes in, and there are enemies like in a 20-minute, not even, maybe 15 minutes of Risk of Rain 2 on the same difficulty. No, we're gonna be looping. Don't worry, we're not gonna be quitting this run. This run continues until we die. And also the meta progression, right? Like the fact that you can do one run and unlock everything. The most awkward shit ever, right? Like at least make it like a few runs, right? If you really want to have meta progression, and if you want to have it as a tutorial for the things you unlock, even then you should have it, because you're literally unlocking everything at once, which means you have to read every single node and remember every single node at once, right? So even that functionality doesn't exist, so it should be really slower than that. Just from a learning perspective too. And there, right, these are people who always say, you know, it's our first game, we don't know what we're doing, blah, blah, blah. But I never made a game and I can figure these things out, so, you know, can't be that hard. Because it's literally, this is like design stuff, right? It's like, it's not like, there's not stuff you really have to actually, you know, like, be a genius, learn or something. You just know this works, it doesn't work in a video game. And obviously this is a fundamental broken experience if you don't have enough enemies. This enemy, more HP than anything else. Why do we have this weird raider around us? Whatever. I mean, we're gonna die eventually because the enemies deal a fuck ton of damage and we just have to get hit 1 or 2 times. By a lot of them. Oh my god, the whirlwind is fucking obnoxious. It is the legendary. Now we know what it does, but we also... Yeah, this is too much visually. Like, it's fucking annoying. This takes one effect to piss you off, honestly. Like, all of them have been fine so far, but this one's too much. I mean, clearly, right? Like, it has 100% fucking uptime. Ach, das macht meine? Irgendwas? I wonder if it works passively or it's only at the moment of conversion where you get it. And this could be such a good game if they increase the enemy count. Oh, we got movement speed. Is this our first shoe actually? Oh, we have 3 of them already. Yeah, obviously the movement speed is a joke compared to Risk of Rain 2's as well, right? Like the speed at which you can go here is so much lower. Again, question mark? Streaming speed of assets? Question mark? Because if you didn't know, like a lot of games don't make you move very fast because it obviously increases the streaming speed of assets ahead of you massively. and might cause stuttering and stuff like that if you go too fast. So in this case, I am a bit like, you know, like worried that we're seeing this as the reason again. Pretty sure that is end this level. Yeah, and this is just, you know, oh wait, you can actually, no you can't. Can't jump out of it. Yeah, we should have used the penetration stuff on the main one. Oh my god, we're freaking gonna die here. Holy shit, what am I supposed to do there? More HP on crit, which seems pretty good in a game where you can't insta-die full HP. I mean, I'm going, right? I'm continuing to go, but I know enough about video games to know this is not going to be happening. I mean, not only video games, right? I know enough about tech and engines, so and programming, so I think I am aware of why this is happening, and it's not a good excuse. It's not a good excuse for sure. Why is the additional jump a book? Don't ask me, man. I don't know why they chose a book icon for the jump. I guess they have already so many shoes, right? But the book is like, your brain's like, huh? Like a magical spell or something? Yeah, well, surprise! Risk of Rain 2 is not as fun if you remove 90% of the enemies. Who would have thought? Who would have thought? Yeah, surprising, isn't it? Like, building a game around killing a lot of enemies that doesn't have a lot of enemies is... yeah, very surprising. So why am I criticizing this so hard? I'm gonna be real with you. The first thing you do when you start this project is you make an empty map and copy paste a couple of assets which have roughly the same load as a normal level, and then you just spam a bunch of enemies to see how the performance is, right? This is the first thing you fucking do, right? If you have any sort of idea what you're doing, right? I mean, I never made a game and I would literally know how to start making a game, right? Because I'm not fucking stupid. And I can also ask just ChatGPT if I want to these days, right? I could literally just go and ask ChatGPT, which would tell you probably the exact same thing. Test your basic foundations before you build the game, right, around it. Because you're gonna have like a huge depth later if it doesn't work, as you can see in this case, right? They needed to optimize every single thing in order to hit their late game targets in terms of performance and enemy count. This is the foundation, right? This is literally day one of you making this game. If you are sure you want to copy paste Risk of Rain 2, you have to technologically make it doable, right? You have to check the concept for execution, if it's executable for you. And then everything comes from that, right? This is the absolutely fundamental thing you have to do. Because otherwise you end up with this, right? You have a game where you put a lot of effort into your abilities, into movement, items, right? And then it just doesn't work because you can't spawn more enemies because you never optimized the game, right? Or the engine is just fundamentally unable to deliver on that promise, which I don't think is true again. Crab champions exist, runs 1,000 times better, has bazillion crabs on screen at any moment. So it's the devs, right? It's the devs for sure. It is obviously also UE5 not being like naturally able to scale easily without devs actually having skill. But at the same time, I think, you know, like this is a very weak excuse to have after 1 year in early access. With allegedly 10 to 15 people working on the game, while a single dev can do better with the same engine, in the same type of game. So, yeah, not a good look here at all. Obviously, levels are not procedure generated, which is, you know, like we're like talking about, like this is, you know, okay. Honestly, just because Risk of Rain 2 does it, this is one of the weakest points of Risk of Rain 2, is that the levels are always the same, right? That they have no variability. And a lot of people say, oh, but you can learn the map, so you're getting better. That's true, but also it's less fun in the long run, right? Just knowing where everything is makes it more repetitive, and also you just like, you know, you just have optimal routing, and it becomes more of a, you know, it's good if you play it for 1,000 hours and you want to be optimizing for runs. It's bad if you just want to have a good time. I mean, more range on the primary target for what? Everything just spawns within my ass anyway. Unless we kill it. This can't spawn. Yeah, let's get out of here. Wait, we didn't? No, we did find the teleporter. That assumes we actually know how to get there. Here. Yeah, it could be a real vibe, but it isn't. It just isn't. It's Risk of Rain in bad because of the enemies. It's the only thing, right? Otherwise, I would have said probably a lot of things I do like more than Risk of Rain, but this is so fundamental to the game's enjoyment that I just can't like say this is okay, right? This has to be in the game. We just need to spam dodge like a crazy person here, because if we don't... Okay, maybe we should have learned that the iframes. Their damage is really fucking awful. Which is, you know, the way you scale the game if you don't have any fucking... But if you don't have any enemy count, you have to go via HP and damage, which feels horrible. Yeah, only people who never played Risk of Rain 2 will not understand maybe what I mean. If you played Risk of Rain 2, obviously you're instantly gonna realize why I say this, right? Like, it's just, even if this is fun to you, it would be so much more fun with more enemies. Holy shit, our HP. Honestly, just auto-summon the drones at this fucking point. I mean, do we keep going? I mean, there's no point actually, right? There's nothing that's changing. It's 1 hour into the run and... Might as well look at this one. Many casting skills have a chance to automate tracer and attack and increase skill haste. Sure, fuck that. Damage taken, immunity frozen, great increases attack speed, great reduces damage dealt by primary attack. Oh, it sounded amazing. What is this thing? Exchange refresher. Yeah, it's a no. It's a no. I mean, I think anything below a 7 I would not recommend to anybody. And this one, I think, because of the development history and everything, it is just, yeah, it's not, I can't recommend it, right? There's no way to, right now, obviously it's early access, right? This might change, and if it changes, it becomes an instant recommendation. But it's not a, it's a technical thing, right? It's not a decision they made. It's like them not being able to execute it, which is way harder to fix than you just being stubborn or not wanting to do it or something, right? Yeah, and you can see what's happening, right? Enemies are just getting fucking tanky. It is what it is, right? It is literally what's happening because they don't have another leverage point than HP. So the game just starts to feel absolutely miserable. Yeah. Maybe we should not have done the drones. We can't summon them anymore, and I don't even know if our normal skills can summon them. Thatch. I will also not recommend it on Steam. I usually don't do this in early access, but I think it's worth, you know, like the game is 90% positive. I think this paints a wrong picture. Yeah. And also the fact that a lot of enemy types you never see during your run for whatever reason, right? The flying enemy masks and stuff like that, they just never spawn. I don't know why. You'll see at the end what I mean when we see it, what enemies we killed. But there will be some enemies which are like maybe even low double digits in kill count. Why? Why did I do that? Why can't you even go there? There's nothing here, right? There's literally nothing here. You know what? I don't think it's worth looking through the levels anymore. Because it mostly just evolves into there being nothing. Because, oh, how's performance, right? This is the peak performance moment because there's never going to be more enemies. Yeah, 110 FPS, right? What else do I have to say? 1080p, 110 FPS on a 5090, 9950 X 3D setup. There you go. You know why there are not more enemies. The devs are incompetent. This is a no. And it will probably remain a no unless they literally get like somebody who knows what the fuck they're doing in terms of optimization. Yeah, maybe you should have copy-pasted another game than Risk of Rain. Like, this was a technically impossible game for them to make, seemingly. So, yeah, it is not the right game to try if you can't fix this. Yeah, I will not recommend this game on Steam, which I don't do often for early access games. But yeah, assuming I'm on normal hardware, I would give the game probably maybe even a 3 or something. If this was lagging like fucking crazy, already 100 FPS is pretty bad for me, right? Obviously, I'm used to higher FPS in these types of games. But yeah, just assuming is what the fuck can Terra hold here? Yeah, so now we're going from, I mean, this is still the same amount of enemies, they just have a lot of HP, which is why they stack a bit more. The FPS is horrible here, right? Let's be fucking completely honest about that. This is running, I mean, let's just keep it on screen so I can tell you. You can see it, unfortunately, because I don't have it overlaid, but It is basically running like 78 FPS. Yeah. Yeah, I think this tells it all, right? I think we know why there are not more enemies and why there will never be more enemies. 68 FPS, almost 67. Just missed it by 1 digit. Nah, this is a nah. It's fundamentally not gonna happen. Unless they get fucking John Carmack to go back to video game dev and join a Taiwanese studio that promotes pedophile character skins. Yeah, that's not gonna be happening, right? So, yeah, it's a no. It's a no. Yeah, I will also be changing the title of the video to reflect this, because we do want to warn about people about this game. You know, we're gonna call it here. I think we have done our due diligence. I mean, we might as well just end the run. No, we're gonna just end the run, but we've done our due diligence. This is a no, and I wonder if we will revisit this game on launch even, because it is as far away from a playable product in terms of performance that it could be, and unfortunately, the game design needs more enemies on screen, which means even more negative performance. So yeah, hard no for me. Don't touch this shit. Play Risk of Rain 2, right? Play fucking Risk of Rain 2. I know you probably already played it, but just play more Risk of Rain 2. Yeah, literally, like this. Don't be swayed into thinking this game works. It's fundamentally broken technically. It is fundamentally broken for this type of game, right? It doesn't work. Doesn't work. So, and it has pedo characters in it, which is obviously always a negative for me, but other people, you know who might enjoy it. But yeah, at the end of the day, nope, this is not a game we're going to be playing again on stream. It's not a game I can recommend. Yeah, so as always, thanks for watching. I'll see you guys on the next one. I don't know what I'm gonna be playing. Honestly, I am feeling either Outer Wilds DLC. Heard it's better than the base game from avid fans, right? Supposedly a great DLC. Or we're gonna be trying maybe Dying Light the Beast, because Dying Light the Beast has been in my library for fucking ages, and I really like Dying Light. And I heard the Beast is the highest rated game yet of the series, and honestly, why the fuck not, right? Why not go a little bit Dying Light the Beast and change up from whatever we've been playing recently. Actually, I already forgot the last game. Yeah, I mean, Mouse PI also is a shooter, I guess, but Dying Light is melee focused, right? Although I heard this one has more guns, so yeah, maybe it's gonna be Dying Light the Beast finally, because I don't know what games are upcoming beyond Neverness to the Everness. Let me check that before obviously committing. But yeah, it's probably not that unlikely that it's just going to be Dying Light the Beast at this point. Yeah. So as always, thanks for watching. Don't buy this game. And unless something fundamentally changes in terms of performance and enemy count. And yeah, that's it. Yeah. The natural evolution. Just like humans, right? We evolved into something different. The question is it better or worse? Depends on the perspective. Right? Okay, see you later for probably Dying Light the Beast, maybe, because right, it'll lace tomorrow, because weekend, I never know. And otherwise, thanks for watching, and I hope you're doing well, Justin. See you maybe later. Bye bye.